All right, well, you got a chance yesterday to finish up Mississippi State, look at that, the good and the bad, and make the corrections we felt necessary. We went out last night, got about an hour's worth of work in, and today we're on to Austin Peay, who Kirby Cannon, I know from afar, being in a couple of leagues I used to be in. He coached at Northern Michigan. I've been at Grand Valley State previously, in Eastern Michigan. He went with Dan Enos when he took over at Central Michigan, so I know he's a guy that been a defensive coach and has grinded his way up the profession and to a point to where he's now the head coach there and done a great job, not unlike where we're at here, trying to build it, recruit and develop and coach better like we are here, and you can see it. You can see the improvement from last year to their first game. They've got more talent. They played awfully hard, and we're excited about them coming into the Rock this week and see the improvement we can make from week 1 to week 2. I'm sure they will be an improved team, and they are already. So we have a lot of respect for them, and I have a lot of respect for him as a head football coach, what he's accomplished in his career, and we'll be excited to be back at home.
With so much hype for that opening game, how do you kind of turn the page, now that it's over?
Well, it's difficult, with all the build-up for the game and then the disappointment by some of the things that we did to not give us the best chance to win. But bottom line is I think we have a more mature team than we've ever had. We'll have to do a great job as a staff tomorrow to get them refocused in terms of still bring the effort and the toughness that we brought the other night, but clean up the mistakes that we made that hindered us from being at our best.
After getting back and watching the film, what are some things that kind of stood out that y'all did well against Mississippi State?
Well, I think it was obvious. I thought our guys played really hard from start to finish. I thought our guys played physical. I could feel it on the sidelines, just like I had for the last amount of time. So, you felt that. You felt good energy from our team. So, that's what, if you're looking for what the positives were, that was it. We had some guys that were young guys that made plays and that I don't think we counted on to maybe have the kind of game that they did. So, but that was probably the positives.
Coach, could you talk about a couple of areas that you're really going to emphasize this week in practice to improve?
Well, we go into the off season talking about where we've got to improve on special teams, and we did. There were a lot of things we did better Saturday night, but with 2 catastrophic mistakes where we give up a kickoff return with the ball placement and coverage, and then we have, I wouldn't even call it a punt that was blocked. It was more we kicked it into a hand. So, when you talk about we've got to kick it and cover better, and in those 2 areas where on one punt we get a turnover that leads to a score from us, and we get an onside kick, and we sky one that puts them on the 5. So it ended up being a wash, what could have been just an unbelievable advantage for us. Didn't end up being that way. So we've got to get that corrected to move forward, and we will.
What does, when you look at Austin Peay, what do you guys have to do to be successful against them?
Well, like a lot of things offensively, they're like a lot of teams now where they're spread, they're running some quarterback zone read stuff, so they're athletic. And defensively, they're going to try to put extra guys in the box. They're a 4-down front with aggressive safeties and linebackers. So, we're going to have to be able to run the football, and we're going to have to be able to handle their guys up front and be able to account for their safeties in the run game.
Despite the loss, would you say confidence is still pretty high in the locker room right now?
I think so. I think our guys' confidence is high. I think they believe in themselves, which is a start. You have to believe in yourself first. If you get enough guys that believe in themselves, then you have team confidence. And then you've got to go win. The more you have success on the field, the more they believe in themselves. The more you win, the more the team believes that you're going to find a way to win. So I think there's a confidence level there, and there should be. We've got a good football team.
Now that you've played a in-state D1 school twice, home and away, seeing what it was like, especially at home, what are your thoughts about continuing the series?
Well, it's a lot more fun playing them here. Let's put it that way. So, but I think it was great. I think it was great for both schools. I don't see any reason why they need to go out of state to play somebody, and I don't know why we need to go somewhere else and can play someone in a home and home. It's great for our players, it's great for the state, it's great for our fan base, because it's not gonna have the same impact. It'll be exciting if a Kentucky comes here, but it won't be the same. It's not gonna be the same. Anybody that believes that, I don't. So it was important for our campus and for our team, and it showed where we've come over the last 2 years.
We saw a few instances Saturday where guys got banged up and didn't come back and care to address.
Not particularly, no. I wouldn't really care to address our injuries. I won't address it. The guys that we have come Saturday, you guys will see who's out there and the guys that aren't. So we did get some guys banged up. That's part of what you do when you play football. You're going to lose players. That's part of it. I don't care what level. And if you can stay healthy, it gives you the best chance to win. If you can't, you hope you have enough depth to replace those guys, and you can go out and function and do as good a job as you can of coaches of masking that.
What did you think of the tight ends that weren't on the one or two on the depth chart that moved in and I thought played pretty well?
Well, we had to move Ricky to tight end a couple weeks ago. He had played tight end at Auburn, and but we thought we could. And at Coffeyville, he played defensive end, but he played there, so it was an easier transition for him. And he's only going to get better playing there. And we had to limit some of the formations, but that he played in. But we'll be able to, as he keeps going, add to that. Jayshon Washington did some good things, and we're hopeful to have him this week. And we'll see where Taylor's at as we keep going, and Julian. So we're going to play with tight ends. We're going to be able to run the football. We're going to be able to play off of that. That allows you to not turn it over as much. I can't remember the last time we fumbled. Now we got to clean up things with the wide receivers, but we've done a great job with our guys carrying the ball, not turning it over.
Coach, we talked about running the football. After you've had the opportunity to come back in, look at the the video. What's your assessment of the offensive line play going against, what's likely to be at least the physically biggest defensive front you'll see this year?
I thought they did fine. We rotated 8 guys in there that played in the game. I thought they all had moments. The biggest thing we have to do at all positions is not let the moment or game time, stop us from doing things correct. I mean, it just little mistakes. We had 4 false start penalties. We had a personal foul by Oliver. Those are silly penalties that put you behind the 8 ball, and you don't stay on course to get first downs. And so we've got to clean that up. We've got to clean up how we do things technique-wise. But we have enough talent, and we've got guys that are aggressive and have been here and have played. Other than Andrew Peterson, everybody that played has been here and played.
Been talked about a lot in the offseason that Ken Reed's 100% healthy for the first time pretty much in his career here. It showed Saturday night. He played
Sure.
very well.
He's a good player. He's been a good player here, and he's continued to get better because he's gotten older and worked at it. So we're better when he's on the field, because just like any really good player that you have, he's capable of covering most anybody in the country. So that gives you a lot of comfort that he's got a chance to make plays. And we need him moving forward to stay healthy and continue to have a great year.
Did he line up against somebody, like one guy most
No.
of the night?
No, I don't. No, we didn't do that the other night. Other than if we were man coverage and a receiver happened to be inside and a tight end or a back was out wide. Other than that, no.
In the areas that you guys did excel in on Saturday, you said you expected your team to play like that, so whenever you correct and kind of eliminate those mistakes, how do you like the product that is on the field?
I feel really good about it. And if you just, and again, everybody can say that. You can say, God, if we just eliminate these things. But we said that a lot last year, but we didn't have over 400 yards of offense. We didn't run the ball against a good team for 100 and something yards. That it showed we're better. Now, early on, it wasn't that way. We threw for 300 yards, and it didn't feel hard, if that makes sense. I've been around where you've gotten that and go, wow, that was pretty dang hard to get. So it shows we've come a long way in a lot of areas, talent-wise, developing them, and then coaching and doing things better. So we just got to continue down that path and not let the things that happened the other night restrict us from moving forward. We got to learn from it, and things that we can control. Those are all things we can control. There's nothing that's out of our control. We have enough talent. We've got good coaches. We've developed them the right way. So we control that the next 11 weeks.
What are the strengths of Austin P and what are y'all having to adjust to?
Well, strength-wise, I just think they're in their second year of development. So when you look at them, again, it's hard because they've changed over enough like we have. I mean, the roster's similar, but they've had some transfers come in. So after one game, you're kind of looking at, okay, who played last year? Who's playing this year, as you do every year? And you say, well, I know this. They play hard. I know that Mercer and Coach Lamb there's done a great job, and they had every opportunity to win that game Saturday at their place. So I just see a lot of improvement on both sides. Just the little bit I've seen of this game that they just got done playing. They've got some athletic playmakers that we've got to keep in check. So, and they're eager to prove that they've improved and continue down the track with their new coaching staff.
Anything else? Coach, thank you.
Thank you.